From York County, in the studio, in the bonus room above the garage on the north side of Fort Mill, South Carolina, stepping out of the shadow of Charlotte, in the buckle of the Bible Belt and the foot of Mount Belzoni, and this time sneaking into Lancaster County as well. This is the York County Democratic Party YouTube show and podcast. We call it YCDP TV. I am your host and producer and peripatetic camera guy, Gary Pierce. And this episode is a MayDay ThreeFer. I'll explain. MayDay was a long weekend because it started on a Wednesday, at least for this show. And it was a busy one for the YCDP TV Media Empire Mobile Production Unit. That's just me and this video camera. On Wednesday, April 30th, our neighbors in the Lancaster County Democratic Party held an empty seat town hall for our shared South Carolina 5th Congressional District Representative Ralph somebody. He didn't show up. And we'll take a look at that in a minute. And then on Friday, Thursday, May 1st was the actual May Day. But there was nothing going on around here for that. So on Friday, May 2nd, the York County Democratic Party held its dessert before dinner event that we've been telling you about. And then on Saturday, May 3rd, we had our bi-weekly protest in Rock Hill along Dave Lyle Boulevard. Bi-weekly, that means every other week, right? Not twice a week? I'm not sure. But the protest is every other week. Except in June, all those groups that are organizing protests all over the country are landing on Saturday, June 14th for another No King's Day protest. And York County Rising and Indivisible and 5501 will be back on Dave Lyle. That is an in-between week for the bi-weekly Rock Hill protests, but it happens to be President somebody's birthday. And the day he's calling for a big military parade in D.C., because that's not a wasteful and inefficient use of our tax dollars. So we're not letting him have that day all to himself. We're going to make it a split-screen event for the TV stations. So mark your calendars for that, June 14th, back on Dave Lyle in Rock Hill. And while you're marking your calendars, all of the progressive groups in York County are getting together to host our own empty chair town hall for Ralph somebody and Lindsay somebody else on Friday, May 16th at Freedom Hall in Rock Hill. And you can get details on that on the YCDP website. Okay, before we take a look at last weekend's events, I want to do what every good YouTuber does and ask you to subscribe to the YCDP TV YouTube channel and click the notification bell so that when a new video shows up, you'll be informed. We have an audio podcast of the show as well. It's a little more portable, goes right in your ears, and you can get it on most podcast apps. But mostly, I want to ask you to keep this show a deep, dark secret. Don't share the links. Don't tell your friends. Don't let anybody know about it. We want to keep as few people watching this show as possible. And so far, we have been remarkably successful at that. Some people tell me my sense of humor, my sarcasm is a little too dry. What do you think? All right, let's get on with this show in chronological order. Let's start by visiting our neighbors in Lancaster County and their empty chair town hall on Wednesday, April 30th, and that was held at the Indianland High School. When I mentioned I was going to my wife Cindy, she asked what it would be like, and I had no idea. I sort of imagined maybe something in the cafeteria, kind of low budget, maybe a bunch of angry people all shouting at each other. I was wrong, of course. The event was held in this beautiful auditorium, and it was very well organized. Ralph Norman was invited. He didn't show up, but he was well represented by a flat Ralph cutout.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm really excited to see how many people are here. This is our town hall. We set this up with just some members of the community because we wanted to make our voices heard.
The organizers had people sign up to speak, Everyone who wanted to got a chance. I didn't count them, but there were a few dozen. Everybody had 2 minutes.
Each speaker will have 2 minutes. It goes by really quick. So
many ran over a bit, but only a few had to be cut off because they didn't see the timekeeper's signal to finish.
Because he needs to hear it.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, they've already cut me off. I'm scared already.
Some were nervous, some were polished, many were passionate.
Hello.
I'm only going to play a sample of some of the speakers. The Lancaster Party recorded the whole thing. I haven't seen a link yet, but hopefully it will all end up on YouTube.
I'm also have about 25 or so years experience working with USAID as an implementing partner. I lost my job, as did tens of thousands of other people due to an executive order.
I have one question for you, Mr. Norman. Why are you still supporting President Donald Trump?
All I can say to all of you here, and I know you are the informed people, you are the active people, you are the ones who want change.
You may recognize my name as I'm a frequent caller to your office. I'm here tonight to complain about my high school civics teacher who wrongly led me to believe that our federal government, by design, has 3 branches.
What are your thoughts, and would you continue to support military assistance and money to Ukraine?
I want to tell these 12 things real quickly, and then there's one issue that I want to say.
Republicans used to stand for law and order.
You're always singing the glories of our military and of our vets, but you never show that when your king or your president comes out and says something about a soldier being a sucker. I don't forget things like that.
And I want to draw your attention to a slow-moving disaster that's happening right in our backyard. And of course, I'm talking about New Indy.
Why have you not protected us from reckless acts of DOJ? Pete Hegseth and Robert Kennedy Jr. are dangerously incompetent. Why are these people allowed to serve? How can you allow a statement like Ukraine started the war?
It is your responsibility, as well as your fellow congressional representatives, to control tariffs, lawmaking, and budgets. Do your job, sir.
So here we are at a town hall without a representative. I have to say I'm extremely sad and angry that you and your Republican colleagues have allowed a con man, convicted felon, to run our country into the ground with absolutely no guardrails and no input from you, Ralph Norman.
I bet you're glad I only got 2 minutes, Ralph.
Who vetted the DOJ employees? Everyone has to be vetted into being a high informative position. Who embedded these employees?
My international colleagues are terrified by the disregard for due process happening right now. You won't hear this from them because international teachers are not allowed to take part in political activities. And despite what some people think, they don't get to vote.
When Trump violated the 4th Amendment on unwarranted and unreasonable search and seizures. When Trump attacked the First Amendment and the freedom of the press. When Trump violated the Foreign Emoluments Clause by accepting foreign payments. When Trump pardoned 1,500 January 6 attackers of the Capitol and interfered with the peaceful transition of power. Where were you, Congressman Norman? Are you our voice or Trump's?
While there are so many questions I'd like to pose to you today, Representative Norman, I will focus my questions on national security.
Hi, Ralph. Good to see you. Oh, you're not here, sorry. Ralph, I'm not a Democrat first. I'm not a Republican first. I'm an American first. And we need to do what's best for America.
What I want to talk about is this war on DEI. So I would ask Norman to stop attacking diversity, equity, and inclusion. Empathy, compassion
is not something to be ashamed about. That is something that is American to me. The demonization of immigrants, the demonization of the LGBTQ plus community. What is wrong with you?
What indeed? I think that's a good question to end on from our Lancaster County Town Hall. And now let's come back home to York County, for the YCDP Dessert Before Dinner event on Friday, May 2nd. This event was held at our YCDP headquarters on Cherry Road in Rock Hill. And as I walked over, I noticed that, well, if anyone indulged a little too much in the desserts, there was help right next door. Audio audience, the YouTubers are seeing a sign for a place called Skinny Me Medical Weight Loss, and they promise that you can lose 15 to 20 pounds fast. And you won't believe what happens next. All right, when I got there, things were well underway, lots of people hanging out in back and more inside. But I'd never been to the headquarters before, so I needed a tour guide.
Well, hello, I am Amber Pearson Bowen, and I am your executive committee woman for the York County Democratic Party. Let's take a look inside. So the headquarters are located at 858 Cherry Road in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We are nestled.
Who's that in your arms?
This is my daughter, Savannah. She is 8 months old and a future Democrat.
We have somebody tagging along.
Yes, this is my son, Aiden, 8 years old, and another future Democrat. And so here we are at the entrance of the York County Democratic Party headquarters. If you come on in, our office is to the right. Coming in, we have our first office. Typically, you can find goodies in here like shirts to buy, any literature that might be out about upcoming races, upcoming legislation, goodies like buttons, bumper stickers, things like that you can find typically in this office. Shirts are usually $20. Buttons typically are first come, first serves. No, ma'am. Thank you. Typically first come, first serve, as well as the bumper stickers. Here is our conference room, and we're in the middle of dinner or dessert before dinner. So right now we have desserts, but this is our conference room where a lot of the times the executive board will meet, as well as a lot of the volunteer opportunities that come available, like phone banking and postcard writing, happens right here in the room. We like to say this is where the magic happens.
Right now it's all magic food.
Yes. And here, hi ladies, this room is where we keep supplies, we keep postcards, name tags, yes, babies, snacks. We also have a desk and a printer in here. So some good work happens in this room as well, but the magic happens in the previous room. This room is where the volunteers or our headquarters staff will be. This is where you will find Miss Eileen and Miss Hattie, or you can also find Nikita, who is our chair, Orion, who is our first vice chair, in this room as well. And so that pretty much concludes the tour of our headquarters. We're small but mighty. Come join us. So we look forward to having you. Thank you.
Thank you, Amber. It wouldn't be a YCDP event without a candidate announcement.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lee Johnson, and I'm running for United States Senate against Lindsey Graham.
Now, to keep this video from going too long, we're going to put Lee's interview in its own video. You should find that right next to this one on the YCDP TV YouTube channel and in the podcast feed. And just as Lee was wrapping up, our county party chair, Nikita Jackson, was getting started welcoming the crowd.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like we're getting started here. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much for thinking enough of our party to come out and support during this time. And this is one of many more events that's going to come. We need to stop sitting in front of the television, listening to all that mess, getting our blood pressure up. We need to come out, enjoy ourselves, relax, and have a good dim of a time.
And Nikita segued into a visit from South Carolina House Representative Jermaine Johnson.
Good evening, everybody. All right, so and let me go ahead and start off here. I ain't no guarantee I'm running for no governor. It ain't no guarantee yet. I tell you though, one thing is, I have gotten calls from all over the United States, pretty much all over the world, with people asking for me to run for governor, for me to consider a run for governor. And of course, I've left everything up in the air, so everything I'm still considering all of my options and things like that right now, but there is no doubt in my mind that this state needs a fighter. This state needs a fighter. It needs somebody who's going to stand up. It needs somebody who's going to speak out. It needs somebody who's going to put voice to the voiceless and allow people to feel like they are being represented.
Jermaine represents South Carolina House District 52, which covers some mostly rural territory just east of Columbia, so not York County. But he says that because most South Carolina Democrats don't have a Democratic representative, his office in Columbia is open to any Democrat from any part of the state.
If there's anything that I can ever do for any of you all, I'm only a phone call away, an email away. I'm only, I have an open door policy at the State House. I allow people to come up there and have meetings with me anytime they want, because not everybody has a very attentive representative. Not everybody has a senator that it will meet with them. Not everybody has representation that truly cares about the least of these. Too many people are out here who don't have anybody to really voice their opinions to. And we've got to do more. So again, y'all, with this rain coming, I'm gonna say thank y'all so much. God bless you all.
And as Representative Johnson was wrapping up, the sky opened up, chasing everybody inside. Remember, the YCDP headquarters is open Wednesdays and Fridays from noon to 4 p.m., so come on over and meet the volunteers. But if it's a long drive for you, you might want to give us a call first to make sure someone's going to be there. The phone number is at the bottom of every YCDP webpage. All right, tell everybody to go to a protest tomorrow.
Yes, that is right. May 3rd, there's a protest at Dave Lau in White Street that's being sponsored by York County Rising. So please go out there and help support that cause. And thank you for supporting and putting forth the effort to let your voices be heard. We thank you, we support you, and we're there behind you 100%.
And so here we are. It's Saturday, and we are still dodging raindrops, and what a difference a little weather makes. Just getting started at the 2 o'clock start time, and looking at the radar, this rain that we're seeing right now should pass on by, and people are showing up, but it's not the crowd that we saw 2 weeks ago, at least not yet. So we will see. I won't melt out in the rain, but the camera will, so I'm going to wait till it dies down just a little bit to get the camera out and see what's going on with people. Little rain not deterring you guys?
Not at all.
And tell me where we are and what's going on.
We're in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and we're out here. I think today's protest is about workers' rights, but it's basically, I think all this stuff is going on because of the overreach of the government right now.
Have you been out here previous weeks?
I have not. Work has kept me from being able to do this, so I'm excited to be at my first protest.
Say it loud, say it clear. No hate, no fear. Say it loud, say it clear. No hate, no fear.
So look out there, the sun is out and people are coming in, and I got my rain jacket on. I'm going to ditch that because it's getting warm. You can tell me your first name if you want.
Okay, Kara.
And from where?
I'm from Charlotte.
Getting a little noisy with all the support coming by there.
It is a little noisy.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. You got another one of these signs that's kind of hard to read because it's so long.
It is long, yes, because I have a lot to say. I feel like the direction that our country is going in is not really benefiting most of anybody. It seems to be only benefiting the very few. And I don't believe that that's what America should be like. I think America was built on being the best for everybody.
What does your sign say?
Hate won't make us great.
It feels like 1933. None of you guys were around here in 1933.
We weren't, no. We weren't around around in 1933, but he can tell you why it feels like 1933.
So in 1933, Hitler was taking over Germany. He said that Jews and communists were all bad and they were making Germany awful. And Donald Trump is acting a lot like Hitler.
So, are you the reason everybody's honking?
Well, I hope so. I think it helps.
There's a guy right over there with a bigger honk sign.
I made this 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, overcome that.
If you have not been to this protest, I want to point out this may be one of the easiest protests to park at, because it's right in front of this big parking lot along Dave Lyle Boulevard at White Street in Rock Hill. And it is a huge lot. Now, when I got here at about 1:45 and the protest is called for 2 o'clock, there were plenty of spaces to park right up front. Now it's looking pretty full. Let me walk all the way to the back because it's pretty big and see what we got for room. So as I get to the back end of the parking lot, it's still pretty busy, but there's a few spots. Let's see what these are reserved for. Yep, that's for residents. So this open space, this doesn't count. So other than that, it is free public parking, but I think I'm going to recommend you get here a little early. I guess I should also mention that it is the big public parking lot for all the businesses on and around Main Street, downtown Rock Hill. So it's not just protest parking. Once again, get here early. And bring some food. Well, not just snacks, but you can do that if you want. York County Rising is also using the event to collect food donations for local organizations. So if you're coming, bring some canned goods or other shelf-stable food and put it in the bins.
Have you guys been out here before?
Yep, we came 2 weeks ago. We're here today. We'll be here every 2 weeks until we get rid of this administration.
And a little bit of rain getting started didn't scare you away?
No, very small price to pay.
What does it mean when somebody honks at you?
It kind of gives you encouragement, and it gives you that strength to get back and make more phone calls during the week to your representatives, if you want to call them that.
There's usually good hand signals going along with it, thumbs up, waves, and cheers, so it's good.
You're a little unusual out here. You're carrying what?
I'm carrying an M1 Garand, previously used in World War II to fight against the previous fascists. And I just think it's a symbolic weapon, just based on the current history and what we're going through now. And it's my Second Amendment right as a citizen of South Carolina and the United States. And I just want the MAGA people to know that liberals carry guns too.
I have a Glock, and I've had it for quite some time.
Something else to note is that there is, best I can tell, no police presence here. Certainly no uniformed officers. Every once in a while a patrol car rolls by. Nothing unusual about that, but there's no uniformed police anyway. Maybe there's a plainclothes or two, who knows. Not even hanging out on the periphery. There's nothing going on.
My name is Shannon, and I am here as a part of the ACLU as a legal observer for the event today.
And I understand this is your first time.
This is my very first time, so I'm kind of learning on the job, but with the training I received from the ACLU, I feel pretty confident about being out here today and being of support.
What did they tell you to do?
To observe both sides, both the government side and the protester side, to make sure that everybody's just following the rules, and that if there's anything of concern or suspicious, to just log everything and to let them know so that the ACLU can have the information in case something comes up.
So the government side, I was just noting, as far as I can tell, there's no police presence out here.
That is correct. I have not observed. I saw one officer drive by, and that's been about it. So
maybe
yeah.
some unmarked or plain clothes, who knows?
Most likely.
Maybe you.
Not me.
How did you decide to get involved in doing this?
I needed to do something. I needed to be a part of my community. I am new to South Carolina, and this just seemed like a good way to get in there and to be of help and to be of service to my community.
Have you done other ACLU volunteering?
Nope, this is my very first one.
How did you pick ACLU as the thing to do?
It's an organization that I believe looks at things fairly and is doing a lot of good work right now, especially with everything that's going on in the administration and supporting those who need it.
And what was your background to do this?
I have a background in education, and I was also a labor organizer in California. Worked very hard with the classified employees, unions, and stuff like that. So I have a little bit of background in that, and I'm a proud daughter of a veteran and a former labor leader himself. So
that's still like your day job?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is busman's holiday here on the weekend.
Exactly. My day job is taking care of my veterans, so it's nice to be able to come out and just do something a little bit more.
Have you observed anything that you take note of?
A couple of things that just kind of need to be aware of, some, individuals that might have interfered with people. It's just being on top of it and being proactive in the case that something does happen. We have information that we can report and hopefully support and if anyone needs it.
But they never did. Nobody's caused trouble.
Nope,
so
it's been, for my first one, I'd say it's been a pretty good one. So,
you think you'll do this some more?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited to do so.
Would you recommend other people get involved?
I absolutely do. Especially, we need as many volunteers as possible because this is all boots on the ground now time. And I think the more involved everyone is, the better everyone's lives will be.
Will they bring you back here or will they send you around?
We are actually requested, if it goes in within our area, we state where our area is, and if we have time and ability, we get to go to that one. They put out a request. So anyone that's putting together an organizational, a protest or a march, they contact the ACLU, South Carolina or North Carolina, and then they put it out to us and say, hey, can anyone attend this? Then we say, okay, great, that's in my area. We contact the organizer and then we come.
Okay, so these guys asked for you. You didn't just show up.
That is true. They did ask for us.
All right. Anything else you want to tell people about what you're doing?
Nope. Just proud to be here and to be of service to the community.
The people right back there said you're having too much fun.
Too much fun? Well, I don't get out of the house much, but I felt like it's time to get out of the house, and it's time to get on the streets and get loud and be very vocal about what we're feeling, because we're not alone. And being at home, you feel like you're alone, but when you come here and you see all these people and all these people honking, you realize that you're not alone. And you should come out here and help us. Make it known, because they can't say nobody cares. We freaking care. We want to make a change, and that's why I'm here. I don't have.
Is this your first time?
First time ever.
Wow.
Protesting anything.
And you're sucked in.
Just like
you're,
I'm dead.
You're drinking all the Kool-Aid.
I'm here. Yeah, until that guy's gone and fascism's gone, I guess I'm here. That's where I am.
Do you know this guy here?
This is my husband, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm with her.
Are you as enthusiastic?
Oh yeah, this is not a joke. I am very serious. I'm very serious about this. And I grew up a Republican, and I can't take it. I can't take it.
Grew up a Republican in the South?
Yeah, all in the whole country, all over. And
when did you kind of change over?
With the election of Trump and seeing how he manages things.
So if the Republican Party ever became sane again, you might go back?
I don't think so. Not after seeing that they couldn't stand up to this.
We meet again.
So we do.
Third week, Brian, how's it going?
This is fantastic once again. I think the rain kept people away, but
at the beginning, but it's full now.
But it's full now. But it's been, every time we've done this, I've been pleased. So even if we had the rain at first, this isn't stopping anybody.
Now, I was noticing something that you have called for a peaceful protest.
Yes.
And we talked about this a little bit 2 weeks ago. It's been very peaceful.
Yes.
There's an ACLU observer over there. She has observed nothing.
Yes.
And there are no police officers walking up and down the sidewalk.
Right.
What do you think about that?
We're not causing trouble. We're peacefully protesting. If you're peacefully protesting, they can't say anything. It's a public sidewalk. You know, it's a public space. They can't say stop doing what you're doing because it's a public space.
And apparently they don't want to.
I guess they don't.
No interest in it.
Otherwise
they'd be hovering.
Right. And maybe the first time that we did this, last month, we had a police officer just in the car sitting over there for a little bit of time. But after, an hour or so, the cop was gone. So.
All right, let me bounce this off of you.
Okay.
I saw something on MSNBC. They said the thing that is probably the most effective going on in the world right now is the legal action. Mm-hmm. The lawyers and courts, the judges, things like that. Those things are having some effect. Those people need to know that there's something behind them. Mm-hmm. And they see this. Mm-hmm. So us standing out here helps the folks that are standing up for us in court have a feeling that they're being supported, that they're doing something worthwhile.
Absolutely.
So come out here and help them out.
Absolutely. I mean, the judicial is just about all we have left. So far we're holding it up, but it's still very fragile, and we've got to keep doing this. So, like you said, that visibility is going to keep them, encouraged that there is a reason that they're staying and they're adjudicating. They're actually
we
doing
need to
their
have
jobs.
some pieces of this country left when this is over.
Absolutely.
To pick back up.
And there's the fear that we won't, but I believe we will. I have confidence, and I like to stay optimistic.
All right, let's wrap this video up. Say hello to the York County Democratic Party YouTube TV show.
Hello to the York County Democratic Party YouTube TV show.
And goodbye.
Goodbye.
Come on, we need you. Get down here. It's not a drill, people. Get to work.